Deserts are among the most enigmatic places on Earth, so naturally they've served as a backdrop for countless movies. But what's it like to shoot there? Let's check it out. The first thing filmmakers have to watch out for is the temperature, as it varies a lot. The searing heat is a very dangerous issue and should not be underestimated. According to 𝗪𝗫𝘀, it could get up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit on the set of Dune, which was located in the United Arab Emirates. But then, desert temperatures are known to go down very quickly, and it can drop below zero at night. Also, not every heap of sand is the same, and some are frigid during the day as well. Mad Max Fury Road, for instance, was filmed in the Namibian desert in the winter. It was very cold, and several actresses suffered from hypothermia as they had to walk around wearing very few clothes. Lighting is also an issue. 14-hour shooting days are pretty common in Hollywood when filming indoors, but as the sun can't be controlled, crews have to work with whatever nature throws at them when filming in the desert, something the cast of Three Kings found out the hard way.
Because it was such a fight for light, sunlight, because it was wintertime in Arizona, which is in the south, so really the sun comes up around 6:30, and by 4:30 in the afternoon it's done. So there's a real limit to how much you can shoot. So there wasn't a lot of sitting in your trailers and waiting. Mostly, we were on the set most of the time and ready to work.
Picking the right wasteland is of vital importance. Of course, viewers might notice when you have the Mojave Desert substitute for the Sahara, but things like accessibility matter a lot as well. Massive amounts of equipment and crew have to be moved to the locations. Fortunately, there are countries with such picturesque barren landscapes that they build entire infrastructures for movie crews working there. The two most famous ones are Wadi Rum in Jordan, which is often used to sub in for Mars as it has a distinctive red hue, and the other consists of parts of the Sahara in Morocco, near the town of Ouarzazate. Although filmmakers sometimes also opt to not go this route, as those landscapes have been seen in so many films already.
I started scouting in Tunisia and Qatar and found the places I wanted. And I did send location scouts here. There were beautiful landscapes as well. But in a way, the things I found in those two countries, in Tunisia and Qatar, were not as often seen as the landscapes of Morocco.
Deserts aren't void of other dangers either. Sandstorms can do a lot of damage to the precious equipment, and having cast or crew members bitten by poisonous snakes or stung by scorpions doesn't sound fun. Bringing on local guides definitely is a must. For the 2010 movie The Way Back, a true story about people escaping a Siberian gulag, they even hired the most seasoned expert they could find.
We were sort of connected with this guy called 𝗪𝗀𝗲, who was a French survivalist, because he was a young guy, wasn't much older than me, who had done the walk. He'd walked from Siberia to India. He'd read the book that the film's sort of inspired by, and had, taken on this challenge for real. So he was an amazing man to have around. He could tell you about the terrain and how to survive in this, and how to collect dry moss in the Siberian landscapes, how to deal with the desert, and how to dig holes and try and collect condensation.
While filming in the desert sounds like fun, the list of cons can definitely outweigh the pros. So there's no shame in opting for a studio either, like they did with Gods of Egypt.
We shot in Sydney and it was mostly green screens and blue screens. I was talking to balls on the end of a stick, which I found really intriguing, and it was really fun actually going into work and just having to use your imagination instead of reading off someone else. So I found that process really fun.
When going for real deserts though, which let's face it, is the cool way to do it, remember to have fun too. Despite all the hardship, it's also the experience of a lifetime.
Part of the joy of it is that you actually get so lost in the joy of the process. And you're just making a movie, and you're having a great time, and you're directing Tom Cruise, and you're directing Russell Crowe, and you're shooting in Africa, and you get to do something that so few people can get to do. So I always made a point every day of looking around and taking a minute just to say, look what's happening. You may never get to do this again, so you better appreciate it right now.
And to end on a bit of a sad note, expect to see a whole lot more movies about deserts being made. Global warming is becoming more visible by the day, and the planet's deserts are expanding. The Sahara grew by 10% over the past century, to give an example. So to have to call a barren wasteland as seen in Mad Max home might be just a matter of time.
That's what I loved about this, that it wasn't like a far-fetched world. It felt like something that is almost a cautionary tale, you know? There are a lot of images in this movie, like this, the wind with the sandstorm. Those images are available right now. You can see them. You just have to Google them. And the Sahara Desert is literally blowing in at that rate in many places in Asia.